Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Habs Tonight. It's Weise Wednesday. A beautiful night, I must say. Those intros always fire me up. I know they fire you up. Dale, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, buddy. Again, excited for Weise Wednesday as always, but a really special guest today. I know the fans have been dying for this one, and everybody's been requesting, and the man, the myth, the legend is here, so we're excited.
Oh, for sure. And I know this guy played for two original six teams. He was beloved in both cities. So I think it's going to be a great interview. I think it should be a fun one.
Yeah, he's such a fun guy. We hit it off immediately in Chicago. When I got a chance to play with him again in Montreal, I was so stoked, man. He's just such a great human being. He's hilarious. He's such a good guy, man. I'm excited.
I think we got to bring him in here. So this guy was drafted 139th overall by the Chicago Blackhawks. Made his NHL debut on January 3rd, 2012 against the Philadelphia Flyers. Played for the Blackhawks from 2012 to 2016. Then he played for the Montreal Canadiens from 2016 to 2019. Only to return where it all started in Chicago for his remaining 2 years. This guy had 116 goals, 131 assists for 247 points, in 573 penalty minutes in 544 games, a playoff career consisting of 16 goals, 19 assists for 35 points in 72 games. Habs Tonight fans, please welcome two-time Stanley Cup champion Andrew Shaw to the Habs Tonight community.
Shawzy, how are you, buddy?
I'm pretty good. How are you, Dale?
Oh, I'm doing great, buddy. Great to see you. Looking beautiful as always.
Yeah, not getting hit in the face anymore, so face gets to heal up a little bit.
Yeah, hey, no dings or anything, eh? It must be nice to get the summer tan without some of those.
Yeah, the wife doesn't hit as hard as the boys do on the ice.
I love that.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Let's jump right into it, buddy. How's things been? Kind of a whirlwind. I would say last year for you. You would say. Just a quick funny story here. I was texting a number that I had for you in my phone, and someone was reading the messages and not responding. And I wasn't even, I was like, just checking on you, see how you're doing. And I was like, holy shit, I thought we had a better relationship than this. And I even told the team, I was like, guys, I don't know what happened. And I messaged him, he's reading him, he's not responding. And then, I went on Instagram and realized I obviously had the wrong number.
Yeah, I try to change my number every few years to get rid of the skeletons like yourself there.
For sure. You don't want guys like me texting you. I don't blame you, man. How's the last year been, though, man? Let's go through the last year. Break me through what it's been like for you.
Not a lot of hockey for me. A lot of rehab, with neck stuff, eye stuff, head stuff, and just training a lot. And I pushed myself to be able to give myself one more kick at the can, and I felt great going into the season. And you know what it's like to get into a hockey game is you get a couple bumps to the head, and I wasn't feeling good again. And the doctors just decided it was time. Put my body through enough, and my head just couldn't handle it anymore. So it was a good time to get out. But I'm doing good. Back in Ontario at the lake, relaxing with the family and some friends, and just riding out this quarantine crap,
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's beautiful, man. We'll get into a little more later, but let's rewind it here. Belleville boy, growing up playing hockey, obviously like any Canadian kid, you start at a young age. Was it a family thing for you? How'd you get started playing hockey?
Yeah, I grew up with a sister and two brothers. My sister figure skated, and the three boys, we loved hockey. We were all put in it at a young age. I was lucky enough to play several years with my younger brother, even a year in the OHL with him. So
oh, wow.
I think the love of the game that we both had and got to play against with each other was a lot of fun. And I don't know, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the aggressive play.
No shit. You don't say.
I don't know, being a young kid full of energy, ADD, it just kind of, I think it kind of helped, cope me into life, I guess. Taught me a lot of things, made a lot of friends, and made a lot of memories as well. So I just fell in love. I think I fell in love with the locker room, just being in the room with the boys, helmets and gloves when we were kids, messing around, just having fun. I think I fell in love with that the most, and obviously scoring goals and hitting guys was a lot of fun as well too.
So I got to ask you, Shawzy, you did 3 years in the O, 2 with the Niagara Ice Dogs, and 1 with the Owen Sound Attack. So when you're playing in the OHL, did you know, like, okay, like I got a real shot at the NHL here? And when did you realize, like, okay, I have a chance of getting drafted here?
Oh, I never thought I had a shot. I was passed over twice through the NHL draft when I was 17 and 18. Didn't get drafted till I was 19. So I never really thought I had a shot through my whole OHL career until playoffs in my last year in Owen Sound. We walked through playoffs, won the OHL, went to the Mem Cup. I led the Mem Cup in points. And then next thing you know, teams are talking to me in the drafts, 2 weeks away. And, I was trying to line up a job to work at Hydro One or some sort of job like that. But next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I'm getting drafted and invited to camp. And didn't look back from that point on.
Man, that's great. I didn't realize that, it's much like myself, man, passed over 17, 18, and then drafted at 19. That's incredible. Did you talk to Chicago before the draft?
No, I talked to the Leafs, Buffalo, a few teams, and then my agent had set up 5 meetings at the draft. So I decided to go to the draft, not expecting to get drafted, just to meet with teams after the draft. And then next thing you know, I hear my name called. It was a pretty cool moment.
Oh, unbelievable. Your whole family was there with you?
Just mom and dad came. Who was in Minnesota. It was a fun time. We celebrated after for sure.
I was going to say, you get drafted by one of the original 6 teams, a storied franchise in the Chicago Blackhawks. And I know when you got drafted, they weren't exactly the dynasty they were when you were playing with them, but maybe talk fans through, like, hearing your name get drafted and like how happy you are for your family, especially your parents, your siblings and stuff like that. So maybe just tell the fans how it truly feels to hear your name get called and put on that jersey.
All right. Well, funny story. We're sitting at the draft. The later rounds, they go pretty fast. So you see the big screen there and all the names popping up and the teams picking their players. Me and my mom and my old man are just shooting the shit and hear my name called. And I didn't hear who called it. So I look up and I see Buffalo had the next pick. So I'm walking down, I'm walking towards Buffalo's table, not knowing who I got drafted by. And the media guy, Adam Rogwin in Chicago, thank God he intercepted me before I walked over to the Buffalo table and introduced myself. So, being able to put that jersey on, going through all the interviews, meeting everyone, I honestly, I couldn't even tell you how it went. It was just so fast, so much emotion. It was a pretty cool time.
Did they have a spring development camp or summer camp at all?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks later. So I went not knowing a soul. I show up to camp. We played like 3 games. I sent 2 kids to the hospital. Scored 3 goals and then fought a guy and split him wide open. And
beautiful.
About a week later, they're calling me like, "All right, Shawzy, we want to sign you." I was like, "Okay, let's do this." And then we ran into they didn't have any NHL contracts available. I think they had all 50 out. So they offered me an American League deal, 1 year, one way. And I just thought to myself, I need to take this. I don't think I'm going to get better playing an overage year in the OHL. So I took it, showed up to main camp, all the big names there, pretty shy. Played about 9 minutes in my first preseason game and then got cut and went down to Rockford the next day.
What a man. I was looking today just through the hockey DB going down the thing. And, it's funny you say your last year junior at 19, you're playing, you didn't even think you had a chance. And then quickly in 1 year, you play half a season in the American League and you're in the NHL. Like, how was the transition, man? Like, you went to camp, you got cut from 1 game, and then obviously did really well in Rockford. Like, did you feel you were ready for the NHL, or was it kind of like, shit, I'm not ready. I got cut after one game. And what was your mindset in that, through the process there?
Oh, my mindset was I needed to make some money. I was a broke kid living in Rockford, Illinois, in a basement apartment from two other teammates. So I was like, I got to do something here, and I had to prove myself. And I think I had, I don't know, like 8 fights, 12 goals, 10 assists in 37 games in the minors. And I think Chicago just realized, holy shit, this kid's a player. He'll do whatever it takes. And I think that's something they were missing in Chicago at that point. I mean, they won in 2010, but they lost a lot of players. And I think that grittiness, that willing to do anything, that character type of player is what they needed. And after about 2 weeks of negotiating, the contract came available. So they offered it to me, and I had to negotiate, get some signing bonus because I was just a poor kid living in Rockford. So it took a few weeks to get them to agree, and I didn't have an agent at the time, actually. So I think I had the PA on the call with me, with Mark Bergevin, myself, and a rep from the PA, and I was negotiating my first contract.
No way. So you did the American League one too?
No, I had this advisor. He wasn't really an agent, but
okay.
I kind of gassed him because my parents were picking him up and driving him everywhere and paying for his lunches and dinners. And
Jesus,
let's just get rid of this guy. We can do it ourselves. So there I was, 19 or 20 years old, negotiating my first 2 contracts for pro hockey.
That's unbelievable. How'd that negotiation go with Burge?
Oh, so I signed a $50,000 American League deal one way, no signing bonus. I owed my parents a chunk of change. I owed my roommate a chunk of change to pay my first and last month's rent. So I'm already in the hole. I don't own a vehicle. I got a bag of clothes. That's about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey man, can we get some signing bonus? He's like, I don't think we have cap room for it. I was like, well, I need to pay off some debt here and start my life. He's like, well, I think if you just sign, maybe you'll get a shot to play. And I was like, yeah, I can't risk that. I'm bumming rides down here. I'm bumming grocery money.
Absolutely.
And eventually, 2 weeks of me playing lights out, goals, fights, hits, assists. I think, I kept bumping it up. It went up to $5,000 a year, to $10,000 a year, to, getting, what a normal draftee would get for a entry-level contract. So
beautiful. Worked
my magic, and I signed the morning of January 1st, I believe. Yeah. And then I went out to practice, came off after practice, and Mark Bernard, the GM in Rockford, calls me into his room and says, you just got called up to Chicago. You're going to be playing your first game against the Flyers in a couple of days.
Maybe you could walk the fans through your first game, because it was pretty interesting for a first game. I won't lie.
Yeah. It was in Philly. Awesome rink to play in. I started with Patrick Sharp, Jonathan Taves, Duncan Keith, and Brent Seabrook. That's the starting lineup. And I'm out there with these legends, and heart's just pounding, puck drops. I get my first shift in. I go and change. Our fourth line's out there. Jimmy Hayes scores a goal, so we're up 1-0. Q throws our line over the boards. I'm lining up, and I see Zach Ronaldo looking at me. And he's like, you want to go? I was like, oh, yeah. I end up fighting him. I get split open for like 14 stitches on my forehead. So I'm bleeding everywhere. Good fight. Go off, get stitched up, come back and play. And I ended up early of the second period. Puck's dumped in. Taser gets in, gets on it, makes a pass to me, and one-on-one with Kimmo Timonen, a guy I got to play with eventually too. Awesome dude. gave a quick little move on him. He lost his jock strap in the corner, and then I went backhand 5-hole on Brizgalov, Mr. Universe.
Oh man, that's
it was
so
a pretty special first game. I had 2 coach buses. 60 people came from Belleville, friends and family, all sitting up in the nosebleeds.
Wow,
pretty awesome time.
Man,
awesome.
Mom and Dad were there, obviously.
Oh yeah, they organized a bus full of friends and family, and they trucked down. My younger brother was playing in the OHL at the time, and he came down. They played the next day. He got home at like 6:30 in the morning and went right to rink for pregame skate.
Oh, that sounds like a Shaw brother. Hey, holy shit, what a guy.
So quickly, sorry, go ahead, Dale.
No, I was just gonna say, what was that like? Like, you play the first game, you see your mom and dad after. What was that like?
It was awesome, man. I mean, dream come true. My old man smile ear to ear, mom just proud, brothers and sisters and friends there. It was unbelievable. And then jump on the plane and play some snarps and take some monies from some of the vets. So feeling pretty smooth at that point, first game, first fight, first goal, taking a couple $100 off the boys. No, it was pretty awesome.
That's got to feel good. So you mentioned a few of those names. You mentioned Patrick Sharp, Taser, Kane, like Siebes, Keith. So maybe enlighten some of these, because most of our fans are Habs fans, but maybe enlighten some of these guys or girls how awesome it is to play with some of these caliber of players. And then in the future, you get Mr. Dale Weise himself joining the fray as another superstar joining the crew.
It's awesome. Just being a young kid watching these guys, they're just, halfway into their career, just starting as well. We were a pretty young team, but super skilled. Just to be able to play with those guys, they're going to all be Hall of Famers one day, and just be able to call them teammates and friends as well. I mean, I stay in touch with them. We all talk, and at first, you might be a little starstruck, but I'm a pretty open guy. I'm pretty outgoing, and I fit right in right away. So it was kind of nice.
Man, let's talk lockout season. So I don't even know where to start with that team. Like, the record was insane. And then, as an outsider, I was playing in Vancouver at the time. I'm like, no, there's no way. They can't keep this up. They can't keep going. And you guys just continued to roll. It was embarrassing to watch you play teams. Like, what was that season like for you?
It was unbelievable. I think we started off like 23-0-3 or something like that. It was like an unbelievable record.
Yeah.
We couldn't lose, man. And we were down 2 goals with 2 minutes left, and we somehow a puck would bounce our way and score 2 goals and win in overtime. And it was just the amount of puck luck, I guess we had, things were just, everything was going perfect our way. And it was a lot of fun. It was an amazing time. I mean, shortened season, so we played like every other day. And Coach Q, when you're winning, you're not practicing. So the boys were full of energy, just loving it. Practice or game, day off. Game, day off, all year. I think we practiced maybe 6 times all year. It was unbelievable.
Everybody talks about that. It's like, oh, Chicago doesn't practice. They didn't practice when they won that year. And I never believed it until I went there, and it was like every single day was a day off. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it. And there's obviously it works, like, I don't know if it works for everyone else, but it obviously worked for you guys going into the playoffs. Obviously, it's your second year in the league. What are you thinking? Like, we're probably going to win the Stanley Cup here. Like, when you had a team like that, you had to know you guys were going to do something special.
Yeah, no one was touching us. And we all knew it. And I think that was just the swagger we had. I mean, it was a 3-year span there where no one was even close to us come playoff time. I mean, just a whole nother level. And I don't know, man, it was, you can't even explain it. It was just, everything went our way. We had so much swagger. It was a lot of fun to be a part of.
I got to ask quickly, because you won 2 cups with the Chicago Blackhawks, one in 2013 and one in 2015. So maybe enlighten the fans on maybe what was your favorite one, or which one you enjoyed more, or what one you appreciated more?
Oh, it's hard to say. Both were pretty special. Obviously 13 was the first one, my first one. We scored 2 goals with 1:17 left in the game, and to win, it was unbelievable. But to be honest, winning at home was a lot of fun too. We stayed in the room partying till about 6 a.m, and it was a blast. I mean, it was, but I guess 13 was fun because when we won, it was us and us only. And then on the ice, in the room, on the plane, just us. And then you land, and then the party starts. But in Chicago, like we destroyed our dressing room. We were smashing the roof, walls. It was a full out riot in there. So it was pretty fun too. But for both, if you can see that picture there, I took a puck in my cheek and I broke my orbital bone. So I wasn't feeling the greatest. About 5 a.m. my head was just pounding, and my face after getting off the plane was out to here. And then even in 2015, herniated disc in my back. Didn't know if I was going to be able to play. Just in excruciating, just in a lot of pain for both of them. But winning was just a relief that we didn't have to, or I didn't have to get up and play the next day or go on the ice. It was just the biggest relief ever.
And then that leads us into 2016, the beautiful time that we first met and got a chance to play together, buddy. For everybody that has played with you, they understand the kind of personality that you have in the dressing room. And for the people that are here listening that have no idea, it's really hard to explain. When people talk about NHL guys that are like glue guys, locker room guys, like you're the definition of that. And man, you were just, there was something about that Chicago team when I came, I could feel the swagger. And you had Taser and Kaner and Keith and C, but like all the names, and Crawford, I think, was a guy we can touch on a little bit that like never got enough credit there. And man, just something about you in that locker room, man. Not only were your DJ skills just incredible, just the personality, man. I just knew when I got to that team, it was something different. It was just, you could just feel it. Like you said, it was like, it's unexplainable, but just the confidence that group had it was special, man. I felt like even in 2016, if we wouldn't have lost to St. Louis in Game 7, we could have did something special there.
I believe you there, man. We were an unbelievable team. Just Game 7s, man, to go anyway. And about the locker room, I'm just a people pleaser, man. I make sure, I like to see how everyone's doing. I like talking. I like getting in your face. I like bugging you, and I love when the boys give me shit about stuff, and I always gave them an excuse to give me shit. So it was a lot of fun. I always get the when I wasn't around, heard or got traded that, man, the locker room is quiet. It isn't the same without you. And it's like, it's because I'm the fucking man.
Oh, beautiful. So obviously, you had an unbelievable playoffs that year. You were like, you could barely get your equipment on that year. I remember watching you getting dressed. You went out, were unreal in the playoffs. And then, you must have had an inkling. I don't know, maybe you could have got moved. Obviously it was something you never wanted. But speak on that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think I played 6 games because I missed a game with suspension. I've had a few of them. So I only played 6, and I think I had 4 goals, 2 assists. I was, feeling
some
it.
Big ones. Oh yeah. And
and I mean, the organization kept telling me they wanted to re-sign me. They just kept telling me to be patient. And, I wasn't on them or anything, but they kept telling me they needed to move players to make some cap space. And my agent, Pat Brisson, who was, great to me, always kept me in the loop. And he said, they really want you, Shaz. They really want you. And then I think it was the morning of the draft that summer. My agent called me and said, they're moving you, buddy. And I was like, oh, fuck, really? He's like, yeah, they can't afford you. I won't let them sign you for anything under, $20 million. And I was like, oh, you can get me $20 million, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. And Yeah, he's like, all right, I can get you. I think it was Calgary, Winnipeg, and Montreal. He's like, those are the teams that really want you. I have good relationships with them. Where would you want to go? And I said, Montreal. Let's go to Montreal. Close to home, Regional 6. Fans love their hockey. I thrive on that shit. So I was ready for it. And I was actually at a wedding, pretty bummed. You got the call. You got moved. It's like, all right, perfect. Couple phone calls. And then me and the boys back here just lit it up. I was moving close to home. Family would be able to come visit lots. So I was really excited. I was really excited about it. And, Montreal, even though my old man said, the first thing he said to me when I got traded was, there's 30 other fucking teams in the league, and you got to get one team I can't fucking stand. Word for word. My old man, he was a Boston fan growing up, so
that's beautiful.
Couldn't stand Montreal, so.
And you signed pretty quick, no? Like
3 days or 4 days.
Okay, yeah, man. What a feeling, no?
Oh, it was a party, man. A good week party.
Oh, for sure.
So I know with Habs fans, you made the fans fall in love with you basically, because Dale and I were talking about this before we got the show started here. Is exhibition season, you fight Nathan Walker on the Capitals, and you stop mid-fight just to pump the crowd up. And I think that's when the Habs community just fell in love with Andrew Shaw.
Well, it was the first time I fought somebody that was smaller than me. So I was like, this is what it feels like to fight a little guy. This is awesome. And I just, mid-fight, get the crowd going, throw a couple bombs. He goes down. I ended up getting suspended on the play because, a bad hit behind the net. But, that was my first game at the Bell Center in a Habs jersey. Even though it was preseason, I was still jacked up. The Bell Center, it's a great spot to play, much like the UC. 2 huge buildings, crazy fans, loud. So my emotions got the better of me that night.
That was did you just get suspended exhibition games, or I can't? It was just exhibition, no?
Yeah, I just got the last 3 exhibitions.
Take it.
Yeah, a little rest before regular season.
Doesn't cost you anything. That's fine. Those are the best ones.
3 suspensions, never lost any money because they're all preseason and playoffs.
Smart. You had that figured out, eh?
I guess so.
I got on the wrong end of that one. Shit. Oh my God.
So quickly, we're going through some stats as well. Like your best offensive season was 2018, 2019 with the Habs. Most PIMs in the season was with the Habs 2016, 2017. So just maybe talk about some of your experiences, like wearing that Montreal Canadiens logo, as much as your father probably hated it. But just maybe tell the fans just like what it meant to play for. We've heard Dale's side of it. I mean, it's got to be a dream come true kind of, eh? For such a storied franchise. The
best about playing in Montreal was Saturday night home games. Crowd just rocking, playing rivalry like Boston or Toronto. Those games were so easy to get up for. And I don't know, just playing in front of the crowd, man, when they get loud and rowdy like that, you just feed off of it. And I loved it. I mean, even if they weren't there, I'm going to work hard and compete. But, when you lay a big hit and you hear the crowd go nuts, it just makes you want to murder someone out there. I miss it. I miss that. I miss that feeling. And that's the feeling I'm going to miss about hockey is just everyone cheering for you and the blood just boiling in your veins, just ready to go.
Yeah, let's get into that then, Shazzy. I want to get into it a little bit. So every guy's had concussions probably along the lines in junior, the NHL. You have a couple here, there. Was there one that was your worst one? Like, I don't know, like just after effect, did it continually get worse each one you had, or was there one that stood out and then you had a couple that weren't as bad?
I'd say Torrey Krug, open ice. I was reaching for a puck and he blindsided me, elbow to my head. And to this day, I still don't understand. No penalty on the play, no suspension. And I always say, if that was me throwing that hit, I'm getting 10 games, no problem.
Easily.
I was out 2.5 months. My whole face was a jersey burn from his elbow from one side to the other. felt like I got hit by a truck the next day. It took me months to get out of it. And even when I came back, I don't think I should have. I felt like I was good, but then I took a couple more hits that year, and that summer was a long summer. A lot of hospital visits, a lot of MRIs, a lot of shit I had to go through. And it took about 6-7 months. It was the worst year of my life. And the worst part about it is I got married that summer too. So
right.
my wife was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
You were going to lead into my next one. You got a beautiful family. Like how was it away from the game? Like, you miss playing, obviously. You're trying to figure out, are you going to keep playing? What's going to happen with your career? Like, how was that on the family front? Like,
I mean, they were supportive. Kids. They were supportive. I mean, they never wanted to force me to make a decision. They always let me make the decision. Obviously, I listened to the doctors, but I couldn't give it up. Hockey's an addiction. I was addicted to the thrill, the locker room, the lifestyle, but it happened probably like 5 years in a row, big concussions, and then to the point where this isn't going to change. It's going to keep happening. Quality of living wasn't great, spending months each year feeling like shit, feeling in the dark, depressed, anxiety. So I would always get out of it, but then getting hit again would just send you right back to it. And I think knowing that I could get out of it helped me push through it, but going back into that was just like a Debbie Downer, like a huge Debbie Downer, just a huge blow to your, lifestyle and quality of life and quality of living. So doctors told me, enough's enough, man. Listen this time, listen this time. And I always just kept saying, one more and I'm done, one more and I'm done. And then when you feel like crap, you say you're done, you get feeling better again, you're ready to go again. I finally took a few years, but I realized what was going on. So I started listening. I've seen so many doctors who was sick of being in doctors' offices and rehab facilities. And like I said, the quality of living wasn't great. So they made me hang them up.
I was going to ask quickly is when you're going through these concussions and the post-concussion syndromes and stuff, how do you guys kind of not shake it off, obviously, because it kept happening again, but like what's a rehab like for those kind of injuries, and what are you trying to do to get better, and what made you think like, hey, I can get back one more time?
Well, first starts off with rest, trying to get rid of, symptoms, headaches, all that kind of crap that comes along with concussions, mood swings, depression, all that. And then what I found out, what helped with me was taking some time, depending on how much, depending on how I felt, but then getting into the gym, slowly ramping it up. And then it was, seeing vestibular specialists, head doctors. They push you through, the ringers, spinning in domes and circles and having your eyes videotaped with movement. That after that crew kit, I couldn't even sit in a car for unless I was driving for 6 months. If I was sitting in the passenger seat, I would just get completely nauseous. And that feeling where you get sweaty and clammy and stomach starts to turn and you feel like puking. I had that every day I got in a car, and it wouldn't go away after the car stopped. It would stick with me for a few hours or an hour or so. And getting rid of that feeling, that was like a grind, man. That was retraining your body to be able to handle movement and eye movement and stress and a lot of shit. And you don't really tell anyone about this because you don't want to be that guy. Everyone's always asking, how you feeling? No, I'm feeling good. But I never really felt great. But being around the guys in the locker room helped my morale for sure. I mean, being able to see them, hang out with them, talk with them, shoot the shit for an hour or two a day helped a lot.
So where you at now? Like, what's the next little bit look like for you? You're living dad life. Before we jumped on here, I got a chance to see that lovely backyard of yours, man. It's that's pretty good living, man. Things are good. What's the next little bit look like for you?
I'm going to take time. I mean, since, you played, since we've been kids, move away from home, work out, eat well, miss out on a lot of shit in life. So this next while, at least till the end of the summer, into next year, relax, hang out with the family, enjoy the kids. I actually, I fell in love with cooking the last, since the whole pandemic. Can't go to eat good food. So
yeah,
I bought 2 Traegers and I
smoked beautiful.
And I honestly, I wake up, I cook breakfast for my entire family. We get them going for the day. I cook every meal in this house, man.
What a guy! Holy smokes!
She has it. She has it, man. She has it made. She just doesn't know it. I make sure she knows. I let her know every day. Oh,
I believe you do.
Cook. Oh yeah, she knows. She gets pissed at me.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
So we have some time for Shawzy to have some time with some guests here. So if you do want to come on the show, email live@habsnight.com. One of our teammates on the Habs Night team, he was asking to hear about the rivalry with Antoine Roussel because he's heard you got some good fights with him.
Yeah. We came in the league around the same time. He's a scrappy little player. He's a pest. Just, games get out of hand sometimes and, say we're winning, he's just running around the chicken with his head cut off. So I always just grabbed him early in games and just piss pumped him. And, I fought him twice and I connected with his face with my fist so many times that I think I tried asking him to fight a third time and he wouldn't even look at me. So, but he's a good guy. He reached out to me when I announced that I was done playing. I've met him at a golf tournament in Montreal before too. He's a really nice guy. Just one of those pests that you hate playing against, but you love having on your team. And I respect it. And, we've laughed about our fights over the years because we're both similar in size. And I I fight anyone. I fight a big guy, a small guy. I don't care because I think I paid my dues enough with fighting big guys. I can fight little guys too. So, but he was a good sport about everything. Good dude.
Have you been watching any of the playoffs? You watch any hockey since you finally called it quits, or where are you at with that?
Yeah, I've been watching the Leafs Habs series here a little bit.
What's your thoughts on that?
Boys got to get to the net. They got to grind, man. Do it. You got to do what it takes. Get dirty. Get real dirty.
They need a couple grimy ones. They need a couple pitchforks in the crease, like grimy, eh?
Stab a goalie here and there. You gotta get in there, and I don't know. They're missing that.
I was gonna say because like a lot of the chat tonight I've been watching off the side is like it's like we need Dale and Shawzy back in the lineup for this series because I do agree we need guys that would go into the dirty areas like you guys would and just battle, just be that pest, cause the shit.
You need more than one too. I mean, Galley, love the guy, man. He works hard. He's the heart and soul of that team, but you need more guys doing it. You got to follow suit. Everyone's got to do it. It's not a one-person job. It's a team. It's a team that's going to win. I've won in the OHL and in the NHL. It takes a team to win, and everyone's got to commit and bear down, and everyone's got to get some dirt on their fingernails, not just a few guys.
Yeah, for sure. And we do have a guest joining the show here. So I'm going to welcome Adrian. Again, he's a frequent flyer on the We See Wednesday show. So Adrian, how's it going, man?
Hey, buddy.
Guys. Thanks for having me on again, Brandon and Dale. And Shawzy, nice to meet you, buddy. Big fan of you in Montreal. I was going through my hockey card collection the other day. I don't know if you can see, but I got your Montreal card there. So I wanted to show you that. It was kind of cool. I was also wanted to say happy retirement. I know it must have been a very tough decision for you to hang him up, I guess, pretty early. I was pretty sad to see that too. And I hope you're doing well and you're safe. and we loved you in Montreal here, and I used to see you for years, and honestly, I became a fan of you, Shazi. I was watching the quarterfinals of 2012 playoffs with Arizona and Chicago, and when you ran over Mike Smith, and I was like, okay, I love this guy. I love this guy. That was but I was gonna ask you too, how did man, how was that? I remember watching that game and just the absolute Donnybrook broke out. What were you thinking when that happened?
To be completely honest, it was an accident, but I'm so glad it happened because I can't stand that fucking guy. I was just, forecheck, goalie gets it, you go at him. So I've been going at him, and honestly, about 2 weeks before that, I went at Lundqvist, and he turned and fired the puck, and his stick caught me in the eyebrow and split me open. So when I went around the net, I saw him winding up a shot. I kind of just, protected myself and went like this and lost sight of where he was and just took his head off.
You just bulldozed him. Oh my God. I was like, yes, no, you got to love it.
Mike Smith grew up in Kingston, Ontario. So it's about an hour from me. And I think it was maybe 2 summers after that, his goalie coach called me and said, "Would you like to come shoot on Mike Smith?" And I said, "Not a fucking chance."
Fucking chance. If you score a goal on him, he might be chasing you down the ice or something there.
Oh, don't worry. I've got him a few other times too. I bumped him a few other times on purpose since then.
Oh, yeah? Oh, man. Yeah, he hates it when guys make any kind of contact with him. He loses his mind. I love it.
It's because he's a pussy. I've scored a few goals on him too. So
there you go. You burned him twice, man. There you go.
You own that guy. Jesus.
Fuck. I have one more question to ask, Andrew. So I remember you were on Spit and Chicklets, I think in September, right? And you were talking about Therrien, the hacking of darts in the bleachers comment. And I just want to say that was the funniest. I was laughing for 20 minutes when I heard you say that. So did Therrien blow any dart smoke in guys' faces when you were in Montreal? Or
he would call a meeting with a player and deliberately sit in his office and smoke about a pack of cigarettes. So you walk into his office and it just clouds and it just reeks. And I don't know, man. I don't know if he was trying to intimidate me, but I would love to punch him right in the face sometime.
I love that.
He was, I don't know, man. The only English word he knew was fuck, and all he yelled at guys. I was like, dude, if you want respect, talk to us like we're human beings, man.
Oh my God!
He would just scream at guys. I was just like, if you were on the ice right now, I'd punch you right in the face.
Fuck, man, I think I saw because you had your retirement video too. The Blackhawks released that on their Instagram and their Twitter, and I noticed how you thanked every coach except for him. And I was like, I picked that up right away. I was like, holy fuck, man.
Well, you don't need to be a douchebag. You don't need to be a douchebag in this league. You be a good guy. You can be a coach that rides guys, but you can't be a douchebag.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. I like how you're so brutally honest. I love it. Oh, man, that's great. Oh,
I'm an open book. I'm an open book. I love it. I don't have any secrets.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
Adrian. Man. Hey, man. Thank you. Thank you so much as always. Hey, buddy. A pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Again, nice to meet you, buddy. Thanks again, guys.
Hey, no worries, man. Have a good night, buddy.
So maybe, I mean, for some fans that maybe missed out on them, do you want to just quickly go over that the Chicklets thing where you said the Therrien to the darts up in the stands thing, just so some of the fans that haven't heard before? Where
it was no matter where we are, what building we're in, he would find a place underneath the stands or in some little corner of the rink and smoke cigarettes in between each intermission. And you'd come to the bench and you would start in the period, and the whole bench just reeks like cigarettes. And when you're playing a game, you don't want to be stuck in that at all. And he didn't care. I mean, there was buildings in the league that were trying to kick him out because they catch him smoking, and he didn't stop. He didn't care. I don't know if it was an arrogance thing he had, but I don't know. He just didn't care. Did what he wanted.
Timmy G, any crazy Michel Therrien story? So that's pretty good right there. Like,
I always term, because I'm, Ontario boy, Quebec, the French guys and the English guys growing up, all we did was, chirp each other. And we're on the bus once, and I think we were in the island, and we won a game, and Michel's yelling something on the bus back at us. And I said, Michel, that's a girl's name. And boys are down laughing.
Oh man.
So I gotta ask, like, with winning the Stanley Cup twice, is there any just you don't have to say names or anything, but like some crazy parties you've been to with the cup, or what you guys did with the cup? Because like we saw what the Capitals did. Ovi had like an Ovi summer, swimming in fountains and shit. But is there anything crazy you guys did?
Yeah, I mean,
talk about the wedding you crashed in Belleville. Did you crash a wedding in Belleville?
With the cup, I don't. Oh yeah. Other in the lake, I got my sister was actually in the wedding, so I just surprised the whole bridal party. I took the boat out with the cup and took it over there with a few drinks and got some pictures taken with them. That was one of my sister's friends, actually, so I do.
Was that the first cup or second cup?
Second.
What'd you do with the first one?
I honestly did a lot of charity work with it. I got it like late Tuesday night. And I had my cup day was Wednesday, so we got it late Tuesday night. We were all horny. We ended up getting so puddled that night. I went to bed at like 4:30, puking. And I had to be up at 7. I was taking the police station. So there I'm at the police station, trying not to puke everywhere.
Oh,
just reek like booze. Get a bunch of pictures with all the police, so I could get out of jail free card in the future.
Smart move.
Make some friends.
Yeah, smart move.
And then I did a charity thing at my mom's work. We had like a barbecue, raised a bunch of money.
Nice.
And then I took it to Trenton Air Base. It's the biggest air base in Canada. It's the town over from Belleville. So I took it over there for all the troops, and they flew me around in a helicopter, and we landed downtown Belleville, and
sick.
Then we came back to the lake and threw a shaker.
Oh, beautiful, man.
That's phenomenal. I can only imagine. So because some people don't realize, like, they think you have like a full few days with the cup. So it's just it goes by quick. So I remember when Jake Allen won it with St. Louis, he was in Fredericton, where I'm from, and he was saying like he only gets it for I think he had it for maybe 14 hours, 12 hours, I think it was. So yeah. It goes by quick. Some people don't realize that. And then you're trying to thank the family, the friends, the city, the charities, if guys have them. So it's just got to be something that goes by incredibly fast, eh?
It does. And there was little stops on the way too. Sports shop, a local sports shop in town, my dad's buddy. I grew up in a blue collar family where my parents grinded, working 6 days a week, 4 kids, just so we could have a normal childhood. And this guy at this sports shop was always good to my dad, always gave us, equipment for cheap price, and always helped us out. So to pay back over all those years, I took the cup to his shop just for him and his family, which was pretty sweet. I know he really appreciated it, and so did his family. So I like little stuffs like that along the way with charity events and parties, and it was busy, man. It was like 7 a.m, and I'm telling you, I was really, really hungover, and I grinded through the first 3 hours of the day, and then I just got right back into the sauce. So helped me get through it.
Unbelievable, man. That's so awesome. Shazi, if you had to say one thing to all the Canadiens fans that have been tuning in tonight, what would you say to them? Just all of our huge fans of you.
I would say thanks for all the memories. Thanks for the support, and thanks for everyone reaching out and congratulating me on a career and telling me how much they miss me. And the love that I got is unbelievable. I mean, I don't know. I appreciate it. I love it. It made me want to play there, made me want to play there longer, and I miss it. I miss Montreal. I had a lot of fun there. The guys in that room were awesome, and that's why I'm cheering for them. I played with a bunch of those guys, and they deserve to win, and I want them to win, and you guys should too. And just know it isn't easy playing in Montreal. It's probably one of the hardest markets to play in, so respect the players that you do have.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
really
good.
nice.
That's
And
so
just quickly, Sean, if we can keep you just for a couple more minutes here, we do have one more guest jumping in.
Sure.
I think he's got a
Bomb.
pretty good picture here for you to see. So we'll welcome Justin to the show, another frequent flyer with Habs tonight.
Hey, how's it going, Shazi?
Pretty
Hey,
good.
Nell.
Hey, Justin.
How's it going? So, congrats, Shazi, on the career there. You know, I'm you know, when I saw the announcement that you retired, you know, first thing I thought was good for you, man. Listening to your doctors, that was awesome. Just another thing before I ask you a question, man, I just want to give you a little shout out here for a nice little kind gesture you did for a buddy of mine that you know, Alan Etmansky. When he had cancer, you sent him a jersey and a hat. I just thought that was absolutely an awesome gesture on your behalf. Now, Shazi, I got to ask you really quickly here. So listening to Chicklets again, you know, when your episode was on, can you talk about that hit from Greg Pateryn, the sucker punch? And I also want to know what you think about the current NHL player safety and how they're handling situations currently.
Yeah, that hit. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I played with Greg, and you know, I hate chirping people when they're not here to defend themselves. But I didn't really get along with him. I don't think he didn't treat people well. Didn't treat staff well. Didn't treat his teammates well. So I didn't really get along with him. So when we were playing him, I knew if I ever got the chance to line him up, I'd throw my entire body into him, and that's what I did. Put his head down. I was like, I'm gonna murder this guy. Threw my entire body into him. I hit him so hard that his whole head snapped forward, hit me in the cheek, knocked me out cold. I ended up falling on my knee. I already had a bad knee. Probably should have had surgery earlier in the year, but I listened to the doctors that time, and they were wrong. So I ended up having to get knee surgery, and I missed the rest of the year with a knee and a concussion, but I think it was like 6 months I missed. But yeah, the player, and then he punching me when I'm clearly unconscious, laying there. That's just a not a cool move, but I let it slide. Tried fighting him in Minnesota the next year. He wouldn't. He was scared. But yeah, the player safety. I mean, it's a tough job. I don't agree with the 8 games for Kadri. I do agree that with Tom Wilson not getting anything in that New York game because he's in a scrum and a guy jumps on his back and he's just protecting himself. I don't care if he's bigger and stronger. He's just protecting himself. Mm-hmm. And if he obviously doesn't mean to try and hit his head off the ice, he just got him off him and then he held him on the ground. And I agree with that, but it's a tough job. I mean, I'd love to have that job. I think I would do really good things with it. But again, you're never going to please everybody. Someone always going to hate you. Yeah,
absolutely. Hey, Shazi, I just want to tell you here. So I got this big, massive print from you. So this is actually from the Bell Center. So I got this from my aunt who actually won it from the Habs. And basically, when I got it, you were still there, and 2 weeks later, you got traded. And I don't know if you remember, we met at the blood drive a few years ago.
Yep.
You challenged me in net. You challenged me in it. Hey, I'm just down the highway. I'm in Kingston.
Well, so, you and Mike Smith can get together, and I'll come shoot on both of you.
Hey, you know, I'll be on my belly a lot less than he will.
I love that.
All right, guys. I appreciate it, eh? Shazi, congrats again. Dale, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys. Brando, hey, we'll see you on Crushing Cans, all right?
Yeah, see you, buddy. Thank you.
Guys.
See you, bud.
Brando, you got anything you want to finish with there, buddy?
No, I just curiously, I mean, who do you enjoy? This is just for some of the Habs fans that are still hanging out in this. Is maybe just a couple guys you enjoyed playing with Montreal. Like, who are some of your best friends while you're playing there? What you love the most about being a Montreal Canadian?
One of them's right there.
What an answer! What an answer!
Oh, we were locker buddies there too.
Oh,
Sitting
I loved
it. Talking all the time.
I loved it. Me, you, and Domes.
Don't. What a beauty. Yeah, man. That group was tight, man. We threw a lot of house parties is what we did. You couldn't really go out in Montreal too much, get in trouble. So I was the guy throwing house parties. I had people at my house like every other weekend. So, I mean, everyone who lived in Konziak, it was like me, Weber, Petrie, Byron, Price, Schlemko, Delorier. I mean, there was a huge chunk of us. So we all got to hang out quite a bit. We had house parties, Super Bowl every year at my house that I was there. I don't know, man. Galley, Tuna, Domi, Lehkonen, Paul Byron. Like, I mean, I don't know.
What goes on?
Yeah, I mean, you can talk to Dale. He knows. I talk to everyone. I hang out with everyone on the road. I go to dinner with different guys all the time. I try. I'm not a clique guy. I'm not a guy that go to dinner with the same 4 people every time. That's just boring, you know. I like to get to know everyone.
Who do you think you took more money off, guys in Montreal or Chicago?
Chicago. I lost some money in Montreal. They started making me play card games that I never played. So me being a team sport or a team player, I joined in. I didn't care. I just loved the card table. So I took a lot more money off the guys in Chicago.
Couple bigger salaries in Chicago than Montreal. A couple deeper pockets there.
Taxes are a little better in Chicago.
Oh, hey, true. Very true. Very true. Hey, Shazi, man, I really appreciate you coming on. We took an hour of your time, man. That's more than enough for us, man. I appreciate it. From me, man, I absolutely loved playing with you. You have so much to be proud of, man. You had such an amazing career, 2 Stanley Cups. You have a beautiful family. You live on the lake, man. Life is good. I'm so happy for you, man. Congratulations on an amazing career. And again, thank you so much for taking the time for us, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Dale. Appreciate it. One of the best teammates I played with. So, do you remember what I said to you that in warmups, after warmups in Winnipeg? Do you remember?
I don't remember what you said. I mean, I remember what was happening. What did you say? I can't remember now.
There was some girls standing in the corner there.
Oh, she did look good too. That girl looks really good. She looks really good in the corner. I gotta tell. You want to tell that one quickly?
Oh, I was skating
Finish
around.
on that one, please. Finish on that one, please.
See someone wearing a Weiss jersey, little kid wearing a Weiss jersey, and I'm like, holy, look at that girl. She's beautiful. He's like, yeah, that's my wife.
I love that.
Oh, I'll never forget that, man. I'll never forget that. That was unbelievable, man. Oh, you're the best, buddy.
It's a perfect way to end it. So once again, Shaw, from everybody at the Habs Night community, thank you. We wish you nothing but happiness in your post-career retirement. Hope we have the health and the family stays healthy, and you have a good few years coming up here with the family.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Love being on. If you need me again, you know where to find me.
Oh, we'd love you. I got the right number now, buddy, so we're all good. Night, buddy. Thank you.
All right. See you guys.
Oh, look at it. It's like him and Gallagher are the same. Like, they're never not bloody. You know what I mean? Like, Gallagher's first game back in the playoffs this year, blood on his cheek instantly.
Always, man. Shazi always had a nick on him or something, man. Yeah. Just incredible. Guys playing with no visor. It's incredible. When people watch, there's maybe 3 or 4 guys in the league now that don't play with the visor. When you watch some of those guys, people are gonna like think it's just like, how long ago was that? And it's they're just
rock no visor.
I did for the so I did for the first little bit. Just kind of like, I was coming in as a 4th line guy. I was fighting. It was like a code. You're not gonna wear a visor. And then I got hit once. Alex Burrows got me in practice right between the eyes. And like,
that's close.
It was scary, man. So I was the extra forward, so I had to fucking play D for practice. It was so embarrassing. And it's 1-on-1 with Alex Burrows, and he rips one off my stick right into my face here, and I literally couldn't see for like probably 4 or 5 minutes, and it was crazy, man. I couldn't see, so I was like, wow, this is scary. So my wife was like, you got to put a visor on. I was like, I'm not putting a visor on. Like, I can't. So I came back, and I had like this like Frankenstein cut through my nose. And then like a couple weeks later, like Roberto Luongo, he's stretching. It's right before practice again. A puck goes across. He puts his stick out, goes off his stick right in my face again. Boom, another one. And I'm like, the guy felt so bad. I'm like leaking Frankenstein cuts all over my eyes and everything. But it was crazy, man. Then I continued to not wear one. I came to Montreal and played a year still with no visor. Then I was like, hey, this is enough. I got to put a visor on.
Did you have the visor on when you got the skate in the face?
No, I don't think I did.
I mean, it was not up near your eyes, but it's like another one where it's almost like, Jesus, I should put a cage on at this point.
Yeah, man, that was like right here, and my lip was hanging down here. So at that point, it's like this is crazy. I got to see for a living, so I got to put a visor back on. So it was crazy, man. But just wow, that was awesome, man. Shawzy's he's just such a great guy. Like when he says that, I just love when he talks about how he was as a teammate, because that's exactly what he was. He was one of those guys come in the room. It's like morning, boom, and he's laughing, he's joking. Like every single day, he was having a good time, and it was just amazing. Just one of those like infectious guys you just want to be around. And man, I had so much fun playing with them. Those are guys that I for people that are not in a dressing room, they don't understand how important that is. Like having guys like that are so important. Like he said, he goes out for dinner with different guys. There's a ton of guys that only go out for dinner with, their same two guys or the same three guys, and that's fine. There's cliques in every walk of life. But then, there's guys like Shawzy and I feel like myself, we're like guys that just kind of brought guys together and were key, man. That was an awesome interview, man. He's such a good guy.
It is. And it's nice to see him doing well. Like you said, like you see on social media now, like he's cooking for the family, he's spending time with the kids and his wife. So just happy to see Shaw finally, hopefully shaking off some of those syndromes you get from post-concussion. I think he is doing well, but I think we've talked about this before. It's just kind of I know this is not the way he wanted it to end, but you almost as like on a personal basis, happy it's kind of over for him now, rather than trying to get back and doing it again just to get knocked down again with another concussion. So I'm just happy to see him healthy and doing well with the family.
For sure. And people can sit there as an outsider and say, well, why didn't he just stop when the doctor said it? Why didn't he stop? It's like you have no idea what it's like to be in that situation where like this is all you've ever known. It's all like, he talked about like his love for the game when he was a kid. Like that's all they've ever known. I shouldn't say them, like likewise myself, like you just can't stop. You can't turn it off and be like, I've spent my whole life being a hockey player. Now it's like, all right, that's it. I'm done. Like that's a really, really hard realization. And, I don't think you get over that easy. It's just not that easy. So I'm just, it seems like he had a couple there where he could kind of call the shots where he's like, okay, I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing. And then, eventually I think it hit him where he's like, this is enough. So just awesome, man. He's out of the game. He doesn't have any, long-term issues. He's happy. That's all you can ask for the guy, right?
Oh, for sure. And just quickly now, just switching modes back just to the Habs and playoffs, the potential of people being back in the Bell Center for Game 6 has got to be some motivation. But quickly, if he's still in here, I just want to mention McLean's Pub is going to be back open May 28th. So if you're downtown Montreal, please go to McLean's Pub, buy a beer, buy something to eat. Support the local pubs wherever you are during a pandemic and stuff like this, just to help these local families and people that really appreciate you stopping by. So make sure you support local wherever you are. Shout out also to Torque Brewing. They're struggling as well in Winnipeg with no dine-in. So if you're in Winnipeg, get some home delivery. I know they do that, same-day delivery. I just want to pump the guys' tires that help us out with Habs Night. And just last but not least also was the Burnt Bridges, the ones with the coasters.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Company. Beautiful. So I just want to get that quickly. But Dale, I just want to come back to Game 6 with the potential of fans. You got to think that's in the back of the minds of the players, no?
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's literally at this point, it's like you got to grind out one win to get it back to a home crowd. And this is a new series. I truly believe that's what they're feeling right now. You just got to find a way to win one game. In playoffs, it's so short-minded. It's like literally just go win one game. And man, anything can happen at this point. Yeah. Anything. You come back. Man, that building's going to be rocking with, I don't know how many fans it's going to be, but it's going to be absolutely rocking with that little amount. You're going to have some crazy fans in there. When you haven't had any fans in a building, the players are going to get a boost. It's, man, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. And speaking of that, the Habs tonight lineup has a pretty good week coming up for us here, eh?
Oh, for sure, too. So don't forget to subscribe to the Habs Tonight on YouTube channel. I know probably going to have a pregame tomorrow, Nick, I think. And then we're also going to have a postgame show tomorrow night. I think you're making an appearance on this one.
Yeah,
maybe?
I'm jumping on the postgame tomorrow after a big win to get everyone pumped up for Game 6.
I love that. So also, Crushing Cans will be sometime this weekend. Derek and I are still working out the logistics on it, especially with playoffs and schedules changing. So we'll let that come out before too long. We'll let you guys know when Crushing Cans is coming on. Once again, Otuda La League, Mondays, all of our shows. Just subscribe to Habs Tonight on YouTube. You don't want to miss out on any of the shows. And I know next week, it's not confirmed yet, big guests. So as the playoffs kind of taper off for some teams, I think our guest lineup actually just keeps going up and up and up.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel a little more inclined to ask guys that aren't playing anymore to come on the show. So, we're going to start branching into some guys that, we're not only just Montreal Canadiens or previous Montreal Canadiens guys from around the league. And, we're always open to suggestions too. If you guys want to, comment who you'd like to see, we'll try to track them down and see if they're interested. But we got tons of great guests coming up, and it's going to be exciting. We'll start jumping into some other teams and some other players. So I'm excited.
For sure. So I think that's a good one here. We're just over an hour into the episode. So if anybody still hanging on, appreciate you stopping by, commenting in the chat, supporting the community, the Habs Tonight community, all of our sponsors and stuff like that. So I think it's a good note to end off here. The Go Habs Go, and a big game tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Go Habs Go.
Appreciate that, guys. Have a good one.